Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Madam, and I'm coming back to you once again. This time, I'm going to go over to the root, and this is about a black Mississippi woman that discovered the police who were asked to help find her son were also responsible for his death. Betterston Wade asked local authorities to look for her missing son, only to learn that they killed and buried him without her knowledge. The article writer is Noah A. McGee. And it says it's crazy to have people lie in your face, especially when they act like they are helping you. But that's what happened between Betterston Wade and the Jackson Police Department in Mississippi. Here is the story. NBC News reported that in March, Wade got into an argument with her 37-year-old son, Dexter Wade. As a result, he left home and went to hang out with a friend. As someone who has gotten into many heated arguments with my parents, I can relate. I mean, we all can at some capacity. The problem is that after more than a week, Dexter never returned home, which worried Betterstein beyond comprehension. So she did what a lot of people would do. She called the local authorities and reported him missing, according to NBC News, but initially it wasn't something she was keen on doing. In 2022, Betterston's brother died after being slammed by a Jackson police officer, according to reports. After more than 7 months, specifically 172 days, Betterston did not hear one update about the whereabouts of her son. As any loving mother would be, she figured that she would never learn about her son's fate. She would call the Jackson Police Department often, asking for updates, but the lead investigator would tell her there were no leads, according to NBC News. This would be acceptable if the Jackson Police Department truly did not know where her son was. But the problem is they did. In fact, they've known since the night Dexter went missing. NBC News reports through the help of a coroner's investigator, court documents, public documents, and interviews with Dexter's family. It's been discovered on the night Dexter left his home, he was struck by an off-duty Jackson police officer driving an SUV on the interstate. Despite knowing Dexter's name and who his next of kin was, the police failed to contact the Betterston and let his body go unclaimed in the county morgue for months. Since his body went unclaimed, the county buried Dexter's remains in a penal farm with other unclaimed bodies without telling his mother. For months, the lead investigator told Betterstein there were no leads, but once the investigator retired, a new one took over. They learned the truth within weeks. More from NBC News on Dexter's final moments. It says Dexter Wade, age 37, was less than a mile from his mother's house when he was struck and killed by an off-duty police officer on March 5th. The corporal who alerted police to the collision was not injured. He was not suspected of being under the influence of drugs or alcohol and was not given field sobriety tests, nor was he cited for any traffic violations. The death was ruled accidental. Dexter suffered severe injuries, including to his head. A toxicology report later noted that Dexter had PCP and methamphetamine in his system. Earlier this month, Betterstein made the appointment to see the grave where her son was buried, along with his sister, daughter, and close friend. In an interview with WLBT, Betterstein, before they ever put him in the ground, they had the opportunity to come to my doorstep and say, "Miss Wade, We're getting ready to bury your son. She continued, I had to buy him back from the state. What? I had to pay $250 just to get his body rights back. Wow, that's crazy. But that's the end of the article right there as it stands. Very disheartening, very, it's crazy what people would do to, cover up things. And this goes way beyond like what people can imagine, because as a person, the general public, we are taught to know that police are honest and trustworthy, and they follow the letter to the law. Maybe it's more so of a urban myth, at this point, versus what actually is. Like many of the things about in our life, we tend to put stock in loyalty, whether it be a working relationship, platonic, or romantic relationship. And sometimes your loyalty or your sense of duty to another person, group, or organization can put you in situations such as this. And I think this is a perfect example of what not to do. If a person has made a mistake, they should correct the mistake if it can be corrected. But in this case, if the officer in question really did hit him, and, why not do the right thing and tell the mother? It really gives the vibe of them trying to hide what was going on, or, shield their brother in arms, their colleague, so they wouldn't face any backlash or actual justice, the same thing that they swore an oath to actually take up and do. So, I mean, at this point, are you surprised? No. Does this just happen in just this one situation? No. What would boggle people's minds is the things that actually are not reported and never get solved. I feel that the investigator when it originally happened, they should face charges, as well as anyone else that was associated and helped to cover up, because this is basically what it was, a cover up. And this man's murder, essentially. If it was an accident, okay, that's fine. But, how do you sleep at night knowing that you took a man's life and then your friends or colleagues helped you, essentially cover it up because you didn't want to get in trouble, for whatever reason? I mean, we don't know if you were under the influence, or, we definitely know that it wasn't in any sobriety test taken. So, I mean, it's just really ridiculous, and you should be prosecuted for it. That's just my opinion, but I would definitely like to know what you guys think about it. Come and join me in the comment section as we always do. Drop down, chop it up with me. I love to hear from you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And with that, thank you so much. I do appreciate you watching this video, and I will get with you in the next one.